This is Adolf Hitler, a man whose name is recognized in almost every corner of the world. Even today, more than 80 years after his death, schools, museums, documentaries, and history books continue to tell his story. But why? Why is Adolf Hitler remembered more than almost any other person in modern history? Was he simply a powerful leader, or is there a much darker reason behind the name that almost everyone knows? To answer that question, we have to travel back to a time when Germany was broken, a time when millions of people had lost hope, a time when one man promised to fix everything, and no one could have imagined the devastating consequences that would follow. This isn't just the story of Adolf Hitler, it's the story of how fear, propaganda, and the pursuit of absolute power changed the course of human history forever. To understand how Adolf Hitler became one of the most infamous people in history, we have to travel back to Germany in the years after the First World War. The country was broken. Millions of people that had lost their jobs, families struggled to afford food, the economy was collapsing, and many Germans felt humiliated after their defeat in the war. It was during this time that a man named Adolf Hitler stepped onto the political stage. He promised to restore Germany's pride, to rebuild the economy, and to make the country powerful again. His speeches attracted enormous crowds. His message spread quickly, and before long, millions of people believed he was the leader Germany had been waiting for. But behind those promises was an ideology built on hatred, racism, anti-Semitism, and propaganda. Hitler falsely blamed Germany's problems on Jewish people and other minority groups. Using relentless propaganda, fear, and political violence, he rose to power. And in 1933, he became Chancellor of Germany. Over the next few years, he dismantled democracy, silenced anyone who opposed him, and transformed Germany into a dictatorship. Then, in 1939, Hitler ordered the invasion of Poland, a decision that sparked the Second World War, a war that would claim tens of millions of lives. But even that wasn't the darkest chapter. Under Hitler's regime, around 6 million Jewish men, women, and children were systematically murdered in what became known as the Holocaust. Millions of other innocent people, including Roma, disabled people, political opponents, and many others, were also persecuted and killed. By the time the war ended, entire cities had been reduced to rubble, families had been torn apart, and the world had witnessed one of the greatest tragedies in human history. The events you've just heard are the major reasons Adolf Hitler became one of the most infamous people in human history, but they are only part of the story. There were many other crimes and devastating decisions carried out under his regime, far too many to cover in a single video. Yet even these events alone were enough to change the course of history forever. Adolf Hitler wasn't known because he was a great leader or because he was a famous politician. The world remembers his name because his decisions ignited the deadliest war in human history, and under his rule, millions of innocent people lost their lives. That is why Adolf Hitler remains one of the most infamous people ever to have lived. More than 80 years later, his name is still recognized around the world, not as a symbol of greatness, but as a warning of how dangerous hatred, propaganda, and unchecked power can become, and why those lessons must never be forgotten. History cannot be changed, but it can be remembered, and perhaps that is exactly why the world must never forget.